Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you the final checkout video of a pink Western Electric rotary desk telephone, a 500 set. And this is Jeff's telephone from Chicago, Illinois. And when this telephone came in, we did an earlier initial checkout video of this telephone, and it needed to be cleaned up, and we kind of had to go through some things. The rotary was a little sluggish. The number plate was real loose. We also went through the bells and adjusted them and loosened them up a little bit, because these older telephones pull a lot more rent out of the line, and in order to get them to ring properly and have a good ring to them, we like to loosen them up a little bit and adjust them and things like that. So another issue was there was a line cord that came with this telephone, but it went into the old 4-prong plug situation. And so in order to keep the original line cord and make a nice clean connection, what we did is, what we usually do is put a pigtail coming out of the block, the 4-prong block. And there's no need for the prongs on there any longer, so they have been removed, and now we can simply plug this telephone in. We also had to work on the bell circuit, because in the old days they had a different way that they wired the network for the bell to ring, and so that's been taken care of too. We went through the rotary, oiled, adjusted, and cleaned that. The rotary was a little sluggish, and so now we're back into business with it, and it's going to be just fine. So we kind of went through a little bit of everything on this telephone. We cleaned it up some. We don't really get into polishing these telephones out. If Jeff wants to polish the telephone, that's fine. I usually leave that up to the customers, but we do clean them up just a little bit, just to look at the potential that they're going to have. But you could just leave this telephone alone. I don't really, think it needs a whole bunch of polishing. It's a nice telephone. It has some age on it, and it's well usable right now. But anyway, what we're going to do is some final checks with this telephone. It's a cool pink color. They did make some pink phones, but they made a lot of the other colors more often. So pink is it's out there, but it's not as readily available as some of the other colors. So it's really cool to see these when they come in, especially when they have an original line cord and they still have their original handset cord. So it's pretty cool to see this. So anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do now is, all you have to simply do is go ahead and plug into a line. We're going to go ahead and ring the telephone. We'll let that go a couple times, since that was one of the issues. Give that a couple more rings. Give you some dial tone. Now what we want to do is, I'm going to walk through the numbers here real quick. If you watch the analyzer, you'll see the numbers rack off. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to go ahead and hang up, give it a ring. Give you some dial tone. I'm going to dial 2, take dial tone away, and I'm going to go ahead and talk into the handset. if you watch this red light on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation every time I transmit into the telephone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. So anyway, there is an initial video of this telephone, and if you want to check it out, you'll see that this telephone came in. It was pretty dirty. I don't know the story behind it. I'm not sure how Jeff acquired this telephone or if he's even had it for a long time. But his note just talks about how he'd like it to be worked on. And so what we did when we repaired the number plate, we had to remove the finger wheel. But at this point, I haven't had a chance to speak with Jeff, so he may want a different number card in here. He may not, but we're still covering up that information just in case it's a personal phone number or something to that effect. But anyway, that's easy enough done. We can always change the number card, and that won't be a big issue, so we'll just worry about that later down the road. Anyway, now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug it into a regular telephone line, and I'm going to go ahead and give you some dial tone. And now what we can do is dial, say, a time and temp number.
Shop our entire location online anytime at Offenburg.com. Today is Tuesday, January 31st. The time is 1:24. Current temperature at 57 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the mid-40s. Partly sunny early Tuesday, then mostly cloudy, breezy, a high in the low 60s.
Okay. So we'll try one other number. Give you some dial tone. We'll dial my number, and it'll be busy. We'll dial one other number, but we're not going to talk to him. It's kind of late. And I don't really need anything right now, so.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay. So we know the telephone is in working condition now, and Jeff can use this telephone every day, and he won't have the problems that he was having before with it, where he couldn't plug it in anywhere. And it's just a really cool color. It's nice to see these, and you know, I get to see all kinds of different telephones every day because that's what we do here. And it's cool to see these telephones come in. I want to give you a look at the back of the telephone here real quick. The telephone cleaned up really nice. If Jeff wants to go further into polishing it out, that could always be done. But he's got his original line cord here. And it's just amazing how well they built these telephones in the past, and it's you know, it's cool to see that, and I think that's why so many people are getting back into the older equipment. You know, it just lasted forever, and sometimes it needs a little going through and a little repair, but this stuff was really well built, and it has a high quality behind it. So it's just a really cool telephone. And I'm going to go ahead and ring the telephone one more time. Let that go a couple times on low. Give you some dial tone. We'll walk through the numbers one more time. You'll notice the rotary is a lot more smooth than it was. And then we'll end in a 2. I'll go ahead and transmit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Now that the telephone's been finished up, we can get this back to Jeff, and he should be pretty happy to be able to start using it. And it's just a cool telephone, and it has most all of its original parts. And you know, it's not too often that you see the line cord with them. A lot of times people end up cutting them off because they're not sure what to do with them, and they want to put a different cord on, and then they kind of get lost in the repair. So it's good to see these when they come in with the original equipment with them. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Jeff's telephone from Chicago, Illinois. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.